And now we are really live.
Woohoo! And
Yeah.
welcome to episode 66 of TLC Tech Learn Coffee. I am your host, Lisa Nowakowski, and I'm in South Monterey County, and I'm a fifth grade teacher.
Oh, hi. I am Allie deGuia Bumgarner. I am a second grade teacher in San Rafael, California, and I wear a few other hats as well. I am a board member for North BQ, and I'm also a lead innovator at Kraus.
I am hearing a lot of
feedback.
How's
this? Is this a little bit better? How's that?
I'm hearing it fine.
Okay. Huh. Well, I can keep going. Should I keep going? Go for it.
Okay.
Just keep going?
Now it seems fine. I don't know. It was very strange.
And maybe if I move the mic back a little bit, it's a little bit more clear. What do you think?
Well, I was hearing us.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm hearing myself again.
Oh, it's probably a feedback or maybe a refresh, perhaps. Can you hear me still?
I can hear you. I don't hear any feedback or anything. I hear my dog running around because they're like, "Oh, it's podcast time. Let's bark and run around and chase the robotic vacuum."
Oh, there you go.
Mm.
All right. Well, maybe I'll.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'm going to turn my mic off then.
Okay.
So then Lisa can just run it and I'll. Not good.
Thank you to all of you who are listening for the technical difficulties and being patient with us. We appreciate that. Just as a reminder, Nancy is with us and she is an instructional tech coach in Northwest LA County. We do have a 15-minute format because ain't nobody got more time than that. And especially this time of year, we do not have more time than that. That would be my dog barking at the vacuum. So as always, we have a coffee fact, and there are about 60 different plant species that produce caffeine, which functions in nature as an insecticide. Yay! Doesn't matter. No matter how much coffee I drink, the bugs love me. However, protecting plants from insects and all the things that might harm them. Thankfully, in humans, it has other effects as well. So you can visit the National Geographic link, and we'll post that in our show notes, to learn more and to see a great map of the places where the most coffee is consumed. So, Allie, you were in the middle of telling us about yourself. So go ahead and continue.
No problem. As I said, I was a second grade teacher, and I am a faculty member of North BQ. I'm a lead innovator at Kraus Center for Innovation. And basically, I'm a gal who really loves tech and trying to techify and make things fun for second graders and anyone who will listen to me.
And we love listening to you. I've learned so much from you throughout the years. So for those of us, for those of our listeners who are not familiar with it, what is green screening and how does it work to enhance learning?
Well, let me share my screen a little bit and kind of show you. Here we go. So green screen is originally called chroma key, and chroma key started a long time ago. In fact, green screen was not green when it was first started. It first started off as a blue screen. And I remember going to Universal Studios and watching the ET presentation, and they did chroma key with the blue screen. So nowadays we use green screen because a lot of people wear blue and less people wear green.
I did not know that. I didn't know that's why they changed from blue to green. That's a really cool fact. So learning new things all the time. So how do you use it to enhance the learning of your students in your classroom?
Well, I have second graders, so what I've been doing with them lately is having them do the reports on it. So I use green screen as kind of an exit ticket. So for an example, we just finished up our reports on animals. We went through the whole research piece, gathering information, and I'm going to actually take myself off a screen share for a second, hopefully. So we use it, we did some research on animals, the different animals. And as a culminating piece, they were able to either choose to record themselves talking about their animals, or make a diorama, or to do a slideshow. And those people who did posters, we made it a little bit more fun. So we recorded them in front of a green screen. So can I show you a quick example?
Absolutely, please.
Excellent. Okay, so here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and share my screen one more time. My computer's a little bit wonky right now, but we'll figure it out.
And for our listeners who think that we're all great with tech, no, things go wrong with us too all the time.
Alrighty, so this is one of my sweeties, and she did her report on, well, let me let her tell you about it.
Yeah, we're not hearing the volume on that.
Uh-oh. Okay. So this is Naomi, and I'll just kind of run you through it. She might have recorded a little bit light. She actually has a microphone on with the recording, but she is doing a fact report. Right now she's asking the kids what they think her animal is, and she's giving them a set of facts.
So you just record in front of the green screen and then add her animal behind it at a later date?
Exactly. And they have a lot of fun going back to watch themselves in front of the green screen and think to themselves, what image would I like to put behind me to enhance my report? So in this case, this was a mountain lion report.
That is really fun. And what a great way for the kids to just kind of get even more engaged and take more ownership over their work. So green screen sounds like it can be expensive. And your whole thing is that we get to do green screen on a budget. So what are some of the costs that are associated with using this kind of technology?
Well, originally I bought a $50 green screen, the very professional looking one. And then I started kind of playing around with it because what I found were my kids were stepping all over it and it was getting dirty and I had to go wash it and iron it. It was just becoming a hassle. So I started to brainstorm ideas with the kids and they said, well, why don't you just go ahead and go to the dollar store? So I'm going to share my screen one more time and show you what we now have for green screen on a budget. So you will see here, can you all see the photo?
Yes.
So we have a green tablecloth that we put right across our whiteboard with some tape, and they can do it right then and there. Or some of the students like to be a little bit more playful, and I'll buy the plastic cutlery, make sure it's green, and they'll use tape to tape the different figures right onto there. And I can show you a quick. Do I have one of that one? I don't think I have one of that one, but basically they put their figures right on the spoons and forks, tape it right on, and it works really great to tell their story, whatever piece we're working on, whether it's language arts or some social studies. They can take their audience anywhere that they want to go.
That's neat. And they can also go back to like the old puppet theaters too and just draw out their own characters and just tape it onto the green cutlery. How cool is that? So what are some other ways, or what are some suggestions that you have that teachers can make it more budget friendly, or in other ways, how can they incorporate it into their classrooms in meaningful ways?
Oh, definitely. Green screen is amazing because you can use it in pretty much any discipline, whether it's language arts. So writing and storytelling can be turned into a movie right then and there. All they need is basically a green tablecloth in the background. Recently, they were writing about what happened over Thanksgiving break. And so they wrote it out, they talked it out, and then they decided what kind of characters they wanted to put in it. Did they want to put a picture of themselves? And some people drew like a stick figure of themselves or different characters. They drew out their backgrounds and took pictures of that, and that became their background on top of the green screen. So instead of seeing a green screen, you would see the different backgrounds. So some of them drew themselves at the dinner table, having Thanksgiving. Others were really into the football games. So they pretty much green screen can take you anywhere that you want to go. There's also history. So if you were studying, say, Israel, You could have a video of Israel playing in the background while you start talking about it and showing different aspects of it, whether it is the different places that you want to visit or the different foods that they might serve there. The possibilities are endless.
That's awesome. Do you have any ideas of how to incorporate it into math? Like, I love math, and I know teachers struggle with incorporating some of these things in something like math.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I don't know if I've ever done anything with math and green screen. I know that I have done screencasts with maths where they would go on to Seesaw and I would give them a math problem and they would solve it. But they wouldn't necessarily use green screen for that. There are other ways that I'm sure that we can incorporate. I just have to think about it a little bit.
Word problems. They can write out their own word problems and then have
great.
Right. Okay, there we go. So, and if anybody out there, any of our listeners have any further ideas of how they can incorporate green screen, we would love to hear them, and we will post that as well if you share that with us. Are there any other things that you would like to add to share with our listeners before we go? That 15 minutes goes so quickly.
It does go really quickly. I would just love to say that it's been a great opportunity.
Pictures of like, right, the big stack of money or the pyramid, and how much does it weigh? How many bricks are in it? How big is it?
Oh, that's a great idea.
So those kinds of things, so they can put a picture up and say, here are the questions that we had, and here are some, maybe they can the answers.
I'm sorry.
Just a thought.
Those are great ideas. I really love, in fact, what you said is perfect, because what I wanted to end with by saying is that I am always open to ideas, and I think it'd be a great way. This is a great forum for talking about ways that we can use green screen in different ways.
Awesome. So we would like to thank our listeners for listening. And again, thank you to all of you for your patience with some of our technical difficulties this evening. If you enjoyed our show, and of course you did, please leave us a comment to let us know. Tonight's comment question is, how will you use green screen in your classroom? Join us on Monday, December 17th, when our guest will be Princess Choi, and she's going to talk to us about math. So please don't forget to subscribe to hear more about easy ways for you to innovate in your classroom. And if you like the show, please make sure that you rate us and leave a review on iTunes. It makes it easier for others to find us. Remember, we're always looking for guests to share the great things that they do in their classroom. So if you know someone, or if that's you who fits the bill, please visit tlc.ninja and complete the contact form to let us know. Thank you.